On this week's episode of Teachers Off Duty, we are talking about the craziest staff meeting stories that you will ever hear. You're not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned. Everybody, welcome to another episode of Teachers Off Duty. I am Jess Smith, and with me today are some of my amazing friends.
Aww.
You love me. You really, really love me.
I really, really do. What's your name?
I didn't know what else to say after that.
You can say your name.
I couldn't figure out how to make it rhyme. Shut up, Gabe.
I'm going to go home.
Wow,
His name's
this is
Gabe.
like really hostile. Guys.
Wow. This is what I'm used to. I'm just used to always getting bossed around all the time and people making fun of me.
You start crying on my mama, I'm going to laugh in your face. No? Okay. I'm Honest Teacher Vibes. Tell these folks your name, please. Mercy sakes alive.
My name's Gabe Dannenbring. Happy to be here next to these two lovely women.
Ooh.
We're so happy that you are here.
Thank you.
You graced us with your beautiful
That's
sweater.
a nice shirt he got on. Yeah. Is it a sweater or a quarter zip or a short sleeve?
They call this a sweater polo. This is a thing.
It looks like a quarter zip, though.
It's a quarter zip sweater polo.
That's a lot of names, man.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on
the
here.
pattern. I can't decide what
And
it
there's
wants
a
to
pattern
be.
to it.
It's texture.
Texture. It's soft.
Well, I see you try to show off your little bicep right there. Go ahead.
And the YouTube views just went through the
on
roof. Okay.
Wait till I pull up my feet. You look good in that polo or that quarter
thank you.
zip.
This a quarter. Yeah, watch
That
out,
looks
my boy.
good.
Yeah, I got it in black and this color.
Blue.
And light gray. What I say? This color.
I got it in this color.
Let me tell y'all something. This school year got me toe up because I'm tired. TIDE tired. So y'all gonna have to excuse me. I don't even know my colors. I can tell you how to find the theme and the summary.
Nice.
But that's it.
And how to make lesson plans.
And how to make lesson plans, but I don't know. The jury is still out on that because I don't know if they good or not. Anyway,
Anyway,
speaking of lesson plans,
speaking of planning.
And the jury.
which has nothing
And the
to do with
jury?
The jury's not out yet.
Oh, I thought you said jewelry. I was like, where? You talking about your wedding ring? Wow.
Oh!
Ice on
All the YouTube
finger.
views went away.
They're like,
Magically.
dang it. I thought he was single. Is that a wedding ring I spot? You were showing us that shirt for no reason. Showing us your little chest meat.
I'm showing my lovely wife. Just showing off to her.
You can do
She
that
doesn't
at
watch my
home.
videos.
I was like,
She doesn't ever watch like.
Amy doesn't watch
You know
your
what's
videos?
funny? Like she'll be like sitting on the couch and I'll post a video and I'll hear like the first word and a half of me saying something and then swipe. I'm like, yo, like come on, feed the algo a little bit, like engage with it.
Feed the algo.
The other day, because I told her this, I heard the first word and a half. She swiped and then she swiped back, like. And then swiped back and left. I was like, you got 3 words into this.
She said,
Well,
I seen you make it. I don't have to watch it.
She gave it that.
And he said, I watched it before they did.
She gave it that double tap. So
She did. She did.
That's good. Okay.
She double
Happy
tapped
for
that.
you. Whoops. Okay. All right. Speaking
I was
of
like, you better
tapping
not
that,
transition. You tap your card when you pay for your ticket to the board teacher's
Oh! Yo!
I do this. I'm
Where-
not
where-
new to this. I'm true to this.
Where are the shows at? What's going
So
on?
we have some really,
outside.
really exciting news. We are coming to the United Kingdom.
What?
I know.
Get
Why
out
did
of
I
town.
act surprised? I genuinely didn't know that.
Get out of town.
Wait, what?
Where? When? Go tell the people because I want to know too.
We are going to be in the UK in February. Yes, I'm going to do that again.
I was like, I like that little song.
February. That's going to be on the little laugh track there. Okay. We are going to be in the United Kingdom
Snap.
in February of 2025. So
That is exciting. Come on,
That's
BT
where the
Comedy
pyramids
Tour.
are.
Right? So
That's where what?
The pyramids.
that's not.
What?
What
Statue
do
of
you
Liberty.
teach?
Statue of Liberty.
What are you talking
Leaning
about,
Tower of
man?
Pizza.
Your shirt is confusing, and what you're saying is confusing. It's a lot going on.
Taco
What are you
Bravo.
doing?
Those United Kingdom tickets, because I know the UK teachers have been begging us to come, and we are coming, and we're so excited. Those tickets are actually going to be released this week.
What?
I know.
What?
I might have to
This
get
week-
me a
Where can we
ticket.
find, like, where are they being released to?
The boardteachers.com
Ooh.
/ comedy tour.
Oh.
Yes.
I like a
where
good
they're
forward
going-
slash.
Right? It's a good strong comedy tour link for you that you can find on the Board Teachers website. Those tickets are going to be on sale this week. All of the dates, specific dates, and the cities.
Boom.
We are so excited.
We are excited. We have a good
pumped.
time.
That's
at the-
like this is like international.
It
like,
is
officially.
insane.
I
Started
can't
from the
believe how
bottom.
I can't believe how big this tour has gotten.
It's gotten huge. It's fun.
Do you
As
remember?
big as
do you
Big
remember
Ben Tower.
starting? Whoop,
As big as Big Ben.
Big Ben
Right?
Tower.
Right?
Yeah.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was.
Is,
I don't know
is it
what
Big
that
Ben
is.
Tower, or they just go Big Ben? I'm not familiar with the UK lingo.
I don't.
Teas and crumpets.
I think it's just Big Ben.
just Big Ben. Just Big Ben. Sorry if I offended the UK listeners calling it the Big Ben Tower.
Thankfully, Gabe will not be going to those shows.
Yeah,
So
I not allowed at the UK.
I do
Last time
remember.
I was there, they said I can't come back. I can't
Aw.
tell you why. They said I can't come back, but
was it your accent?
Yeah, I was about to say it sounded like you were smuggling something. He
Well,
said I couldn't come back.
they said my lawyer said I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, a little secret.
So have fun, everybody. Enjoy it. Check out the
Okay,
Big Ben
well,
Tower.
let's talk about the other shows that you can come to in the
Ooh.
United States that
Oh.
are dropping, that have dropped, and they are going to go fast. These tickets are crazy. We are going to Ocean City, Maryland, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Durham, North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Monterey, California, Davis, California, Stockton, California, Redding, California. Who's California? Are you on? You want to go to the West Coast? Let's go. Paducah? Paducah?
Sounds about right.
Okay. Paducah, Kentucky, Chesterfield, Missouri, Effingham, Illinois, Van Wert, Ohio. What?
When he said, I'm sorry, when you said Effingham,
Oh
I thought you were saying something mean to me.
my gosh, you guys teach middle school,
No,
and
so
it's
we
some
do.
You didn't
official.
tell. You didn't tell.
Sorry to all the teachers who teach in Effingham. Yikes. Fresno, California, Bakersfield, California, Las Vegas, Nevada, Phoenix, Arizona, Kalispell, Montana, Spokane, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ooh, I like saying that. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Birmingham, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, and Nashville, Tennessee.
Nash Vegas.
Broadway.
Broadway.
Right?
be popping.
What's the country song? Stay away from the Broadway girls. That's a country song about it or something or another. Have you guys
I
ever
don't
been to
know.
Nashville?
You tell
I
us.
literally am
I've
from
never
Tennessee.
been.
Yes, I've been.
Have
to
you ever
Nashville.
been?
Are you joking?
Are you?
I'm from Tennessee.
I can tell.
You didn't answer the question. Have
Oh,
you
we throwing shots.
Because you're the only 10 I see. Just kidding, I see 2 of them.
No.
That was good. See,
That was good. I ain't gonna lie. I
Boom.
got defensive immediately. I was like, well, what? Hold on
I
just
said-
1 second. That was good.
Thank you. I
That
thought
was good.
about
Come
that
on,
for a
give me
long
some.
time, to be honest
That
with
was
you.
good.
You were like-
I was like, how can I do the 10 I see joke as you were going through those?
good.
It took me a long time to come up with
Yeah,
it.
that was good. I like that. That was a good.
If that would have fallen flat, I would have been really disappointed.
That was a perfect setup.
I would have just flown home.
I mean, that was like an alley oop.
Just like,
He would say he was flown out.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like walked right
so
out.
get me on a flight.
Superman. Oh,
no.
Speaking of get me out of here right now, we are going to be talking about staff meeting crazy stories. We want to hear the craziest stories that you have ever experienced in a staff meeting before. We have a crazy list of stories. I don't know how some of you are still teachers
Hey, for
based
real.
on this.
'Cause-
Wow. Staff meetings just aren't necessarily the place we all want to be anyway.
at all.
So,
Would you rather be at the DMV or a staff meeting?
Staff
damn
meeting.
me.
I'm taking DMV.
Nah, I like our staff meetings, so I'd rather be at a staff meeting.
Okay, so off the record, would you rather be?
I'm gonna tell you on the record, the DMV is a waste of my. Oh, I almost said a cuss word. My gosh, the DMV is a waste of my time. Our staff meetings are not a waste of my time.
Oh, that's good.
So your admin's doing it right.
Yeah.
Bomb.com.
I'll say at my school, we do have good staff meetings.
Now, if it was a trash staff meeting, yeah, I'd be mad. I used to sit through trash staff meetings at other places.
Yeah.
But my current place of employment, staff meetings be.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Going back to school feels like a fresh start and a new beginning, but coming off of a break and then back to the reality of teaching with all of the stresses, worries, and anxiety it brings can feel heavy. Sometimes it makes functioning in your normal day-to-day life feel impossible emotionally, mentally, and physically. This time of year is exciting, yeah, but I struggle. I have a hard time setting boundaries because I don't want to disappoint anyone. And I know some of you out there have the same issue. Thankfully, I am a recovering people pleaser because therapy has helped me realize that I cannot take care of other people if I refuse to help and heal myself. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. If you've thought about therapy or wondered if it could help you navigate this season of your life, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes it incredibly easy to connect with a licensed therapist from the comfort of your own home. With BetterHelp, you can start by filling out a quick questionnaire with all of your needs and preferences, and then they match you with a therapist who's experienced in dealing with exactly what you're going through. So whether you're dealing with the classroom stresses, burnout, or just need someone to talk to, BetterHelp offers flexible communication options so you can find what works best for you. And you can switch therapists anytime at no additional cost if the fit just isn't right. So if you're ready to take care of your mental health and find a little more balance in your life, give BetterHelp a try. As a special offer for our listeners, you can get 10% off your first month by using the code TOD at checkout. Visit betterhelp.com/TOD today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOD. This back to school season, BetterHelp is here to support you every step of the way. Let them, because you deserve to be taken care of.
What are elementary staff meetings like? Because I've never been to like an elementary staff meeting.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Is it?
It's pretty much
But
the
like,
same.
what do they just like? I don't know what they discuss. Because like middle school is so.
You discuss. What?
Well, like, are they talking about like?
So
Hey,
a lot of times what the principal like brings forward like school board like initiatives that to like remind us of. Sometimes there's like a
all
little
of
bit
our
of
staff
professional
meetings may look
development
different.
and sometimes we do PLCs or sometimes they make us
PLC at a staff meeting.
sometimes or like we break off into our
okay.
PLC groups. And then other times, awful times, they make us like stand up and walk around the room and like write on posters and like the collaborative poster making thing. I can't.
Here's one of the things that drives me nuts about school staff meetings is when whoever's running the staff meeting, whoever's like giving the presentation, whatever it is, they treat you as if you are the age that you teach. So what I mean by that is if someone is presenting to like middle school teachers, they treat us as if we are middle schoolers. And it's like, hey, yo, we're adults. Like you don't have to act like we're middle schoolers right now. Like let's maybe treat us like professionals. You don't have to talk down to us. Like we are full grown adults.
See, I wouldn't mind that because like give me a little presentation with some pizzazz, some
Talk
color.
to me like I'm 6 years old.
Yeah, put a little Kahoot video on. Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, if we play a Kahoot, it will go down.
Right? Like let's do
Competitive
it.
at Kahoot, man.
Right? That's if
Competitive.
admin, if you put on a Blue Kit or a Kahoot during
Blue Kit?
Yeah, I want to
staff meeting.
You call it Blue Kit?
It's Book It.
Blue Kit. Quick
Oh,
with
I
the
call it
O's.
Blue Kit.
Blue Kit? Maybe it's like a northeastern
Oh,
thing.
it is. Oh.
It's BLOO, right?
Ooh.
Book,
I'll call it
Blue.
I throw you in there. Blue Kit. Blue.
Just makes me think of
Blue Kit.
This makes
Oh,
me
no.
think of
I
Bluey.
Book It.
So.
Oh, that's good.
Don't you love Bluey?
I
love Bluey.
do.
Okay. Anyway. The mom
Keep talking, your admin. Keep talking.
Okay. Admin, you need to start implementing Cahoots and Blue Kits. Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
close enough.
Into your staff meetings because everyone will show up and pay attention. And
be locked in. Gamify it. Gamify the staff meetings or cancel
Game of
it.
5.
That was like a thing a while ago that all of the like in education, like we have to gamify things.
Oh, I thought you said Game of 5.
Oh no, not game of 5, game of 5. Easy to get that confused.
Sorry.
Ready
They
to
don't
start
sound-
basketball.
It's like the starting 5. Put me in, coach. I'm sorry. I ain't got my glasses on. I
That's
can't
all
read
right.
your
That's
lips
all right.
either.
If you had your glasses on, you'd be able to hear that one.
I'm so tired. Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you guys have like a memory of your worst staff meeting they ever sat through? Because I think it's like I relate it to like a travel day. Like, have you ever had it when you're flying across like the world to go somewhere, and then that day is just all travel, and I feel like your brain kind of erases that memory because it was like so bad and boring. I think that's how a lot of staff meetings go for me.
I blocked it
where
out.
like
It's just
I'm like,
like a
actually, now that I
blank.
think of it, I don't think I've ever sat in a staff meeting before. I'm like, no, I've been doing this job for years.
You sat in one.
I've sat through plenty. I think my brain just
The
kind
land
of
where
You
land where
repressed
time
it.
does not
yeah,
exist.
it just like drags it to the trash
Yeah.
bin, and like actually we're not gonna remember that.
Drags
We're
it
not
to the
gonna.
trash.
I got it
I'm
in
gonna
my
start
brain.
dragging stuff to the trash bin.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff
No, it's
lately
like
that drags
it's
the
very
trash
true.
bin.
That's
Yeah.
very because
I'm legit
nothing.
gonna start dragging stuff to the trash bin.
Yeah.
When my kids act the fool at school, drag.
Can't
stuff
remember.
to the-
I think it's that thing of like some teachers go through a very traumatic day of teaching, and then to go sit in a staff meeting for an hour
Mm-hmm.
and try to process all like more information that they're giving you. It is.
It's a lot.
Did you guys have
It's a
do you guys
lot.
staff meetings in the morning or after school?
Mornings. So isn't it like a thing?
Staff meeting in the morning?
I love it.
How long
love
are
it.
yours?
Although that is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long are yours?
But so we'll do our staff meeting from 7:45. You have to be butts in seats at 7:45, and if you're late, you have to do like the walk of shame inside. Like I'm late. I've done that many times. From 7:45 to 8:40, because that's when the kids come. So we do, but we only have them once a month. And like in the
Yeah, ours is only
elementary world, don't you usually have them at the end of the day?
We have ours at the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah, ours is at the end of the
Aren't
day.
you just wiped?
Yeah.
Yes, that's like
Yeah.
there's when we had staff
Super
meetings and they tried to like play with the schedule, and they would sometimes put it in the morning and sometimes in the
My school starts at
afternoon.
7:10. We couldn't ever do it in the morning.
Well,
Whoa.
yeah. Like we had to I think if we had a staff meeting, we had to be there contractually. We had to be there at 7:40. But that wasn't long enough before the first bell rang at 7:55.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like, nah.
So those staff meetings were great because it was 15
Right,
minutes.
it's
Like
like-
you gotta
Uh-huh.
keep it short and sweet.
These stories that people submitted, this one is funny off the jump to me. This lady said our brand new admin that year started the meeting saying he was having too stressful of a year. It was February. He said, I've been having too stressful of a year. And then he said, it's been real. And he left.
He threw up the deuces and walked
Bruh said, that'll do it. I'm going to head on out. This lady said, we sat there. We watched him get in his car and drive away.
No!
We sat in silence for a good 5 minutes before we were like, hey, WTF, he ain't coming back.
That's awesome.
Miss Nelson is missing except for it's the principal. He not coming back. He not gonna come back.
What do you think was
it
the
April
straw
Fool's?
that broke the camel's
The
back?
whole
Where he's
camel
like,
and the whole stack of hay.
it's like, actually, I'm going to quit my job in front of everybody.
Hey, the fact that he was able to get in his car and drive away, that means he had his stuff packed.
That was premeditated. He knew what he was doing.
Was in the car. It said he was a brand new admin that year. So I don't know if that meant it was his first year being an admin, or if he was a brand new admin at that school.
Do you think it was like in the movie like Jerry Maguire when like he quits his job and he's in the car driving singing Tom Petty? I'm breaking free.
1,000%.
Or whatever song is.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's just
There has to be some sort of like regret.
like
Yeah,
Reality
I'm
comes
free.
crashing
Uh-huh.
back. But
Yeah.
like you as a teacher, what do you do in that moment? Like,
I'm about to get up and leave. He left. I'm not going to quit, but I'm
does
out the
everybody
door.
do you nominate the next one? Like everybody look at each other like I think Jimmer would be good.
The
Like,
person that's always trying to be a pretend admin is like, I volunteer to
Yes.
tribute. Like, sit down.
they have their folder
I
already.
hate you.
anarchy. Yeah, but anarchy would just break out. Like it'd be nuts.
I think people would, like, be happy.
That would be like
I don't think it would be anarchy. I think it would be like, oh, now we don't have to be micromanaged. Okay, cool.
do-do-do-do-do-do.
And then the district comes in and they're like,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah, right. And then it's like worse than before.
don't
That
know
would be
what
one
I
of those
would
problems
do.
that I would be like, not my problem. So, all right,
I don't know
bye.
what I would do if my principal just turned around and walked out of staff meeting and says, been real.
I'd start laughing.
I'm like, hey, you good?
Bring me with you.
Yeah, take me
Bring
with you, please.
Don't leave me with these people.
Shotgun. All right, the next one that we had, it said a former principal had us play poop the potato game to symbolize getting. A former principal had us play poop the potato game to symbolize getting rid of bad
No.
teaching practice.
That's why I say a former principal.
what's
Because
poop-
either they quit or you got fired.
Too many poop the
What
potatoes.
in the world?
What is that? Do you know what it is?
Poop the potato.
What's poop the
It reminds me
potato?
of like one of those games like Throw the Burrito or like one of those stupid games, but not poop
I try to
the
be a
potato.
team player, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we play poop the potato. I'm not participating because
No.
I don't want to think about poop or potatoes because I can't. I'm hungry, so I don't want to think about potatoes and poop at the same time because I didn't have lunch. So I'm grossed out.
Speaking of poop, this one's great. So it says, this one's awesome. An epic echoing fart from a veteran teacher that everyone was desperately trying to pretend did not just happen. No one could look at each other in fear of being the first one to crack. Can you imagine?
Something about people farting in public makes me bust out laughing.
It's funny.
I don't, because like, especially when they try to squeeze it out so nobody hears it.
And then they have that moment when they're like, oh, crap, everybody heard it. They're
I'm
like,
like,
oh, no.
Man, I was sitting next to somebody in a staff meeting and they farted two times. And I was like,
2 times.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether I gave them the stink eye. So I'm like, at your big grown age, as the kids would say, you just sitting there farting. And you did it 2 times.
Oh,
we can
my
hear
gosh.
you. Yes, you nasty. You're probably the same person that went in the teacher's lounge bathroom. Your doo-doo stains are on the toilet.
Seriously.
Nasty.
Courtesy flushes are real.
Oh. All right, Bri, give us number 4. What's number 4?
I feel like we're in a college class and when they told us we had to work in groups and Gabe is the group leader.
I know.
You're
You do give group leader vibes.
I appreciate that.
Group leader
Thank
vibes,
you. I
though.
appreciate that.
Okay, group leader
I'm
vibes.
faking it till I make it.
This person said when a colleague and I looked over and realized the newest long-term sub was one of our former students. We teach 2nd grade.
Oof.
That's
tough.
That's when I deuce out of that.
I would have to be like,
Call back.
Grandma's gone. Bye.
I would have to be like, hey, it's okay. You're a legacy, man. Like your student came back to education. You are a legacy. I don't know if that's a good thing or not because you're supposed to tell them don't ever become a teacher. Like you're supposed to tell them get out, run for your life.
What's the oldest they're your first group that you taught? How old are they now? Are they old enough to be teachers?
Mine are seniors.
Seniors in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Seniors.
I was like, what?
That was a
I was
dumb
almost
question.
like seniors in college. Well, and I like cried when I saw one of them because I was, where was I at? I was at a restaurant the other day and they took my order and they were like,
Whoa.
oh, you were my teacher. And I was like, what? I was like, how old are you? He was like, 18. I was like, oh, I didn't think I was like, dang, I've been teaching for a long time.
And then he went, do you still want that double tequila soda?
Matter of fact, you grown, run it. Oh, you can't drink till you're 21. Never mind. How are you serving alcohol? Finna shut this whole establishment down. You don't have a liquor license?
That was a test. I wasn't actually going to drink
Put it
this.
back. I'm not your teacher anymore, but I'm still testing you. Put it back.
Do you ever have your teacher voice, or a teacher moment, turn on outside of school?
Yeah.
I have that like at our school. It's a no hood school. So like if you have your hood
Yeah,
down,
we
we're
can't
like
wear-
get your hood down. Stop
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that. When I'm in public, especially in like April, when I've said put your hood down a million
Yeah,
times,
we'd say that a
I'll
lot.
see a kid at Target. And I'll be like, right, I don't work here. This is not school. I don't have to say this.
This generation of kids, I ain't saying nothing to y'all
No.
outside of school. Your mama ain't finna slap me because I'm gonna slap her back, and then we both going to jail. So I can't say I mind my black-owned business and drink my water when I'm out in public because the way y'all set up, y'all's kids could slap the teacher and y'all would defend y'all's kids. So, hey, best friends, I want to give you the hottest teacher tool that's going to make your life in the classroom so much easier. If you're sick and tired of spending endless hours on lesson planning, grading, and resource creation, you need to check out Brisk Teaching. Brisk Teaching is a free and fantastic Google Chrome extension that's designed to simplify your everyday teacher tasks. Imagine cutting down your work week by over 10 hours. 10 hours! Woo! With that, you can maybe set some important boundaries and actually leave school on time. Sounds too good to be true? It's not with Brisk Teaching. Creating lesson plans or engaging resources has never been easier. Just click the Brisk button on any Google page and everything you need is right there. Whether it's digital or printable assessments, projects, or check-ins from YouTube videos or articles, Brisk Teaching has you covered. Need to adjust the reading level or language of an article? It's just a click away. And forget about spending hours giving feedback on students' writing. With Brisk Teaching, you can provide detailed, timely feedback with just one click, and it's fully customizable. Ready to reclaim your time, stay within your work hours, and boost your teaching efficiency? Visit briskteaching.com and download Brisk Teaching for free today. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Trust me. Go to briskteaching.com and start using Bris for free now.
This one I can relate to.
Is that the singing one?
What one?
The singing one?
The singing one?
Oh, no.
No,
okay.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
you're talking
no.
about a different one.
This teacher said that I used to work at a Christian school, so all of the staff were expected to dress modestly. But at one staff meeting, we somehow ended up on a fierce debate over the modesty of culottes versus capris.
What are culottes?
Culottes
like gaucho
are like,
pants?
yeah.
Let me pull up a picture.
This went on for over an hour with both sides digging in their heels. I was so tempted to raise my hand and say, I don't even wear pants. May I please be excused? But I was a new teacher.
She's like,
so
this
I
is
just
Christian
sat
school.
in the corner and did some grading. And an hour and 15 minutes, it was decided that capris,
Culottes.
Yeah.
I don't know what those
Never
were.
wearing those.
capris were not modest. That was what was decided.
The gaucho
Now-
pants ain't modest and just
Now,
tight.
as a survivor,
I got my capris on.
Put that ankle meat down.
as a survivor of a Christian school like this, a fundamental Baptist Christian school, I will say
did you
this
wear
is a
the
real
capris?
thing.
Really?
Are you serious?
We were not allowed to wear capris
What?
ever. First of all,
This is college or high school?
in high school, I was not allowed to wear pants. In my
Oh,
high
that's
school.
why that girl said she was sitting in the corner because she was like, I don't even wear pants
Yeah.
because we can't wear pants.
Oh, so they wear like a skirt.
She
Like, what
was
do you
wearing
wear?
a skirt.
Like a
I
skirt?
had to wear a skirt and nylons every single day.
Really?
And the
What's
skirt,
nylons?
like tights.
Oh.
Yeah. And the skirt had to be 2 inches below the knee, which hits me mid-calf. It's very unflattering.
That's a long pencil skirt. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
Oh, not a pencil skirt. Nothing to show curves at all.
They said
Ever.
that's the point.
Yeah, when it's said here like they like debate over the modest dress, like who as a teacher is dressed unmodestly? You know what I mean?
And especially at that school.
Yeah.
Now, I will say
Yeah.
some schools, I'm like, hey, your chest meat hanging out. So you
Please put it away.
zip that.
Put it away.
You could button up one more of those buttons there. Boy.
Oh,
But have you
man.
ever been in a staff meeting where people start to fight? Or like
Not
get
fist
passive
fight, but
aggressive?
argue with each other. I'd be wanting to sink into the chair. 'Cause I'm like,
Me
hey.
too.
I'm like, my secondhand embarrassment could never. I'm like,
I get my popcorn ready.
It's literally that face.
I
Like,
literally have sat in a meeting before and somebody said something to one of our principals and I went, oh.
Hey yo! You said that with your chest?
And man, I'm like,
To your
dang.
boss?
I'm like, you are brave. I'm like, I wish I had that kind of energy because I'd be scared to say I need anything.
right?
It was like, I speak for you. We don't like none of y'all. Wait, what? She's speaking for herself because I like y'all in this job.
Just
I don't know
like-
what she's talking about.
At one of my schools, it used to get heated, and I liked being like on the peripheral of it, and
Yeah,
just like
okay.
I'm gonna sit back and watch this. 'cause
Gabe's like,
they're-
I don't like to argue, but I'll read all 362 comments of y'all.
Oh yeah, it's like I'm gonna get my popcorn and watch this show, and it's like a train wreck when it starts happening. You're like, no, stop! I'm gonna keep watching. Like, I'm
Right.
gonna keep watching.
I can't
this.
look away.
It's like, please stop arguing. No, keep going. Like, let's
Can't
see how
look
this
away.
ends.
This is the best part of my day.
And I'm amazed at how many people are willing to argue with like their coworkers or boss in front of the entire school. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I'm like-
surprising. Like in the school I'm at now, it doesn't ever happen. But I've been at schools before
Where
where
they'll
it's
get to
like,
arguing in front-
oh,
yeah.
yeah, they're upset.
in front
And
of the
like
kids. I'm
people
like,
have to like have the last word
Mm-hmm.
too, and it's so awkward.
Uh-huh.
And
it's like, I'm like, hey, y'all
my
good?
my little peacemaker heart is like, oh my
I don't
god,
even, I just sit
hate
there like,
it.
y'all really ain't got no home training. Cause like, why, man? Like,
Mm-hmm.
calm down. It's really not y'all arguing over copy codes and stuff. Like, use your own copy code, man. You knew that wasn't your copy code. What y'all arguing? Y'all solving y'all own problem. Use your own copy code. Stop being a thief and have some integrity. Like, that could have been the end of the, you defensive cause you the one that be stealing folks' copy codes. You need to make a case for more paper cause you steal people's paper.
Is that a hot button issue at your school? Stealing paper?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
At our school, we have many meetings about printer paper
Are you
and us
serious?
going over budget on printer paper. Many meetings about it. And it's
Like,
not
I need
like
paper, man.
preaching to the choir. Like we
He's like, I know.
kind of teach and like we want to put stuff on paper. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do we always seem to go over budget on our paper? It's
Yeah.
like maybe we increased our paper budget because
Yes.
we're a school.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because kids, don't y'all feel like they get a little disconnected from like learning because of the devices sometimes? I'm like, nah, I think there's power in like writing things down.
Yeah.
I'm like, as opposed to, I feel like sometimes the kids kind of turn into zombies on their computers. Like
Yeah.
they're not really, because you need to do, even though writing stuff down is not necessarily, a kinesthetic activity or whatever. Because, some kids are visual learners, auditory and kinesthetic.
Yeah.
So I know it's not like a actual like activity where they're moving stuff around, but something about typing on a computer and like looking at the screen as opposed to like, okay, I'm digging in here, I'm annotating the text, I'm writing notes. It's just
I agree. That's like when we went to virtual learning, that was such a tough transition for me because
I'm traumatized for
I
virtual.
don't
What
mean-
you say? You drug it to the trash bin? That's what I did when we had to virtually.
when
Dilly,
yeah,
Traumatized.
where did
that is
2020
in
to
my trash
2022
bin,
go?
Jess. You don't talk about it.
We don't talk about COVID. No.
No.
That was horrible though. But yeah, I feel like the kids get disconnected.
Yep.
And we can't say they don't need to use any technology because it's the time period that we live in. But y'all gonna teach them how to work computers. Can we teach them how to read analog clocks? That's all I'm saying. If you gonna teach it, because
Why
it's
are we
relative.
putting analog clocks?
Can we teach
in
them
the
cursive
classroom?
because they print their name and someone could steal their identity? I mean, they have no signature, nothing unique to them.
I'm glad you brought. I was listening to a podcast and I didn't think about the effects of not learning cursive anymore. Where this person on the podcast, he's like, yeah, they're not teaching cursive, and we're starting to see kids who don't have a signature.
They don't.
They print their name.
Yes.
Because they haven't been taught think of like if your name started with a G. Me, for example, if like
Like Gabe.
like Gabe, like Times New Roman G is way different than cursive G.
yeah. Yeah.
Like that, if you didn't get taught how to do that, or like Z.
Right.
Z is
'Cause those
way,
are harder.
Yeah,
G
get a
and
little
Z are-
whoop-de-doop on the Z. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
make
yeah.
a
The
loop.
S and the Z look very similar. There's a
Yeah.
whoop-de-doop on there. Like they're not getting taught that.
I don't know what the justification for that is. I genuinely don't. I've asked before, and I genuinely don't know what the justification for that is. Because I'm like, at minimum, even if you aren't going to teach them cursive, you still need to teach them how to sign their name. Like, I'm going to teach Peyton how to put, like, I don't even care if you connect the letters. Like, even if you don't know how to write cursive, you have to have something that's unique. Like, my sister tried to sign my report card when I was a kid, and she couldn't sign it. She didn't know how to write cursive yet, so she printed my mom's name. Nowadays, these kids wouldn't get in trouble for printing their parents' name because they can't write in cursive.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to know if your mom signed that or not? Because my kindergarten teacher knew that that wasn't kindergarten, but my third grade teacher knew that I couldn't write in cursive. And she was like, did your mama sign this paper or your sister sign this paper? I was like, my mom signed that. And she was like, that's funny because this ain't a signature.
Those are letters put together.
Right.
Not a signature.
These are not connecting letters with no loop-de-loop and pull. This is printed. All I'm saying is, I'm going to get off my soapbox in a minute. But I think I feel some kind of way because I said all that in a bag of chips and my kids didn't know what I was talking about. And then all these people commented of things that they've said that their students didn't know that what they were talking about. And then somebody said, everybody I work with, they can't read an analog clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
So
That's crazy.
we tried doing at like my team a number of years ago. We tried doing like an enrichment activity where it's like, hey, we're gonna test to see if you can read an analog clock, and if you pass it, okay, you're gonna go to these rooms and
Yeah.
do math activities. If you didn't pass it, we're gonna reteach it. We about had a riot break out. Like all these kids that couldn't read it, they're like, we don't. They were like upset with us that we're like, hey, we're going to teach you how to do this. And it's like they refuse to want to learn how to read it. We're like, hey, we're trying to help you read this clock.
Yeah.
Like they're everywhere. You have to
Right.
learn this. And kids are like, a lot of them don't want to learn how to read it. And I understand if you get to middle school and you can't read it, it is kind of confusing.
yeah, but you
but
learn how
should-
to tie your shoes.
Exactly.
You learn how to read.
Yeah, I learned that last year. I wish I would have learned that earlier.
Only having Velcro shoes, like you could tie your shoes. Some people do only have Velcro shoes. That's fine, but it's a skill that you don't need later in life. But there are some schools they tell the teachers they can't have an analog clock; that they have to have a digital clock.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, some classrooms
Oh,
don't even have
my.
a clock in it. You don't need to know about time here. There's no windows. This is the DMV.
When I was in middle school, we had this one teacher who, as a student, I thought she was crazy for doing this. She got so tired of kids packing up early in her class, she covered up the clock And as a 6th grader, I was like, this is crazy. We need to read the clock. Now as a middle school teacher, I get it. I totally
ain't
get
nobody
it.
told you to get up or pack up nothing.
They'll pack up 5 minutes early.
You better not touch not a nan thing before I tell you it's time to go.
And then I'll tell them all, I'll be like, don't pack up. And they look at me like, you idiot, I am going to pack up. And they just revolt. And all of a sudden I got a class of 30 middle school kids that are lined up at my door with their book bags on, and the boys are pushing each other and they're screwing around and they're hitting each other with their book bags. I'm like, we got 5 minutes of class left.
Yeah.
I see why that teacher, Mrs. Hovden, shout out, I see why she covered up the
Shameless
clock.
plug.
So,
I get it now.
so are you going to cover up the clock?
I've threatened that so many times.
I use when they're working on an assignment, I use a timer, because even if the clock is up, my kids do pay attention to like when it's time for them to go, but they more so like look at the timer, like how much more time do I have to do in here?
I feel like I'd want to cover up the clock just because I wouldn't want to like look at it and be like, okay, you gotta feel like 10 more
I'm to the
minutes.
point where I'm about to stop wearing my Apple Watch to work, like because I feel rushed all the time. I'm like, okay, hurry up, take your notes really fast. Okay, now do your assignment really fast. No, that's wrong. Erase it. Miss Richardson, you just tore my paper. Oh God, okay. I just feel like the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland all the time. I'm late. It's like a mad dash. And I'm like, you want to have a staff meeting after school? I just ran a 1,600 mile race. I'm
This
tired.
is what I'm saying. My brain does not
brain
work
is
that way.
Here's another great story about staff meetings. So it says, our horrible principal used to make us sing if we were late to arrive to a meeting. Talk about unprofessional. After dealing with this for ! Years, a group of us teachers all walked in late together. When she ordered us to sing, we broke out into take this job and shove it. She never made us sing again. That's awesome.
Here's my only thing. with that.
Good for them.
Here's my only thing. Somebody gonna get mad at me, and I don't give two rusty nickels. If you mad, put on a cape and be super mad. Here's what's wrong with that statement. Okay, as an English teacher, I'm gonna go ahead and annotate this. Our horrible principal, understandable. Some trash principals out there made y'all sing. Okay, understandable. I'm not singing at a meeting, but this is made us sing whenever we were late. We walked in late. We had to sing. How unprofessional. Which one? How you walking in late is unprofessional too? Pot calling the kettle black. I think it's because I got a good principal that I was trying to defend principals. So I was like, first of all, my principal would never make us sing. That's number one. Number two, how you gonna call them unprofessional? You walked in late.
That's true.
Okay. Now, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Hey.
Whoever wrote this, I still love you though. I just pointing out something, okay? Please don't cancel me.
I feel like this would just be my time to shine.
Singing. Are you a good singer?
Elementary teacher.
I would,
Elementary teacher.
I would make
She's
it
practicing
karaoke
before she walks in. Me.
yeah.
Me.
You would intentionally be late. You'd walk and be like, oh, do I have to? Okay.
I'll be like, today we have Adele's "Make You Feel My Love." When the rain is blowing in your face.
I cannot.
That would,
maybe now that made me think maybe they were late on purpose so that they would all sing together.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I would come in a sparkle gown with a microphone.
I think you would though.
I would.
I think you would.
I would.
I'm supposed to sing? I didn't know.
Oh no! I think Jess is like.
Am I late?
I'm ready for my close up. They're like, sit down. They're like, it's fair. You don't have to sing.
If you had to sing one song though, if you went into school and they're like, all right, sing a song, which one are you picking? I would do Miami by Will Smith. I just asked you a question that I really wanted to answer myself. So I gave you about a second and a half, and I already knew what I was going to say.
I was like, I don't want to sing.
Miami, but I'd start rapping like as a tall white guy. It'd be like, whoa, he can rap.
I feel like you got bars though, Gabe.
This is crazy.
I feel like you can spit bars. The podcast producer did not agree. His eyes just went to the other side of his head. But me personally, he a hater. So
Miami, South Beach, bringing the heat.
maybe he right. Stop.
Yo, Miami, the place we come let low. Yo,
You sound like Malibu's
every day
Most
like Mardi
Wanted.
Gras. Everybody party all day. Let's play. No work, okay? That's Miami, Will Smith.
This is what Gabe sound like. Shrinkity shrink, blinkety blink. make me think. Make me want to go to the sink and vomit, clean it up with comment. Earth is my planet. That's what you just sound like.
Whoa!
It's literally from Malibu's Most Wanted.
What's
How have I
you
seen
know?
that and y'all haven't?
what's
Traffic, looking for my chapstick, feeling kind of car sick. There's a Ford Maverick. No? Okay.
no? That might be in the delete. That would be in the trash bin in my
trash
brain.
bin that one. This one, I could see a principal doing this. A former administrator called meetings to make us redo the surveys we completed on his or her job performance because they were furious about the results. Not quite sure how they thought that decision would improve the results. Hey, you got to stay after school because this was trash. The reviews y'all gave me were horrible. You're going to do them again. It's not a lesson plan. That's not a lesson you taught them. Like, what?
No.
You did bad on your test. You're going to do it again. This was a test and you failed. Stay after school to do it again. You got lunch detention the next day.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to give you a worse review.
Score.
Aren't those anonymous? They're anonymous. So I'm going to drag you through
they're all bad. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to drag you through the mud. What are you talking about?
Can you imagine like the principals like getting the reviews and like, oh, what do you do about this? We make them change it. Like, no, they are all wrong. We are
Get them
great.
into a room, make them change it.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
It'll
are you
be great.
an idiot? Like, some people can't use their deductive reasoning skills. Some people that are in leadership positions, I'm like, bro, are you good? Like, how'd you get that?
You know that they were.
You knew somebody?
How do we
Did
get
you know
here?
somebody?
Those principals were one complaint away from getting fired. And like, we're getting fired
We
regardless.
just need one
Yeah.
more.
We're gonna swing for the fences here.
Yeah.
There's somebody that's gonna feel bad for me, and they're gonna change
Blades
theirs.
of glory right down
No
into
way,
a fiery
dude.
crash.
Would you double down if you're in that situation? Would you
I'm not changing what I said.
You're not changing?
Under no circumstance. Unless you gonna come over here and tell me what to change. I'm not really. I know this is gonna be a shocking statement, but I'm not really a what am I trying to say? Confrontational person at school. Like I'm just not. I like to, if there's some conflict, I'll handle it myself. I'm not really. But if you came and told me over my shoulder that I had to change what I wrote, hell no. Hell no. Because I said what I said and I meant what I said. You suck. And I hope they fire you. Boom. Finna ruin this man's whole career.
Principal coffee breath. Hey, we saw what you put on the review, and I just want to remind you that I'm your boss.
If you don't get your hot ass breath off of me.
I'm your boss. Please change that.
Imagine me passing out in the middle, stabbing me. Now you got to call the ambulance. Now you for sure
Okay,
getting
so
fired.
if
that's
the
funny.
principal did this, but they were heartbroken about the results that came in, and like sobbed in front of everyone.
I don't give two. No. You in a leadership position.
Yeah.
What is going on here? This isn't a charity.
I would be like,
What do we would tell the kids to do?
You would
This
bad,
person
wouldn't
is
you?
She's the
You
one
would
that
bad.
they would redo it. They'd be like, they're like, Miss Smith will change her. Richardson and Dannenbring aren't going to change their answers, but Miss Smith, you see that glisten in her eyes when you were talking? She going to change her answer.
everybody has a story. We don't know what's going on.
That's exactly
They
what
were
you
a
would say.
trash
They would-
principal. A kid threw a chair at you. You better not. This would be me as her teacher, bestie. If you, so help me God, if you change those answers. Give me your paper. Give it to me.
And I'll be like looking at the principal, looking at you, like looking.
And I'm making direct eye contact. She ain't changing it.
Okay. They would walk out and it'd be like silent for a second. And you'd be the first one to be like, we don't know what's been going on in their lives.
And then you just hear people going, that's when you would hear anarchy. Shut up, Jess.
They've had this job for 20 years. This isn't a bad year. It's 20 of them.
Oh my God. Remember when that kid slapped you with a chair last week? You gonna take these people's side? They told you not to go to the doctor or press charges. You have Stockholm syndrome.
Staff meetings are basically just cult meetings. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we put that on a shirt?
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Jess. Staff meetings are basically just cult
Someone get Mr.
meetings.
Board Teacher on the line. New shirt idea. Board teachers
I'm in a
/t-shirts.
call.
Write it down right now.
I'm in a call. I'm a teacher.
Oh, that was really good.
Don't put that on a shirt. Cancel. This person said we had two teachers fighting over if students should wear baseball hats in class. One of the teachers was so mad she got up and left the meeting. Oh, I thought she was talking about they was fist fighting. There's things to argue about, but is this a part of where the principal at? Because why are they being allowed to argue about
You need
this?
to shut that down.
Shut it down.
You
So,
make 6 figures. Shut
shut
that
the
argument
whole
down.
thing
Shut
down.
that down.
So those types of arguments, like the culotte capri, the baseball hats, like this just says, Mr. Principal, I do not have a spine.
At all. Like, why
Yeah.
would you let your people...
Spineless principal.
This was a situation where they asked the principal, and the principal said, handle it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does
Imagine-
everyone else think, huh?
Let's ask-
I've had admin like that literally have no spine and get walked over.
You got to
And-
tell people what to do now. You in a leadership position.
Yeah.
Some stuff can't be left up to a mass group of people to decide. You ain't never going to come to a agreement. You got too many personalities wafting around. You going to have to, you got to make a decision.
That's why I love my admin, because they are leaders. Like, they're natural leaders and they make decisions.
Yeah.
And I think even as a staff member, you want principals who make decisions, even if
Yeah.
it might be the decision that you don't like. At least they made a decision,
Yeah.
and they made a say
Yeah.
what you want,
Right.
and then let me know what the expectations
Right.
are. So my options are meet expectations, or if I don't like expectations, I leave.
Yeah. Right.
Like give that as
But I
an
think there's
option.
a difference between setting expectations and micromanaging. Just
Hey.
because a principal sets an expectation doesn't mean they're micromanaging.
Yeah.
They're telling you what
Yes.
the standard is and what they expect. You micromanaging me, that's a big no. Because then why do I have a job? Why am I working here? You don't trust me to be a teacher? Don't micromanage me. You can set expectations. No, don't micromanage.
I think the most frustrating part about those types of situations too is a lot of times it's not the admin that's running the school, it's like the loudest teachers in the school or the teachers that are going to, make everyone's lives the most
Right.
miserable.
Right.
And that's just like not a healthy environment for anyone,
Right.
because you're not
Right.
being administered by the
Right. It's like
admin.
there's no
You're-
balance. Yeah. You got to have a balance of
Yeah.
the admin and the teachers. Because some admin, they don't listen to their teachers at all. So it's like either the teachers run the school and the admin has no spine, or there's another extreme example of the admin runs the school and micromanages the teachers and doesn't let them have any input at all. It's like, bro, you got to find a middle ground. But in my opinion, it's some situations that, yes, we as professionals, we can handle it on our own.
Yeah.
But it's some situations where we are not each other's boss. If we arguing over something and we can't come to a consensus, you are going to have to tell us which one is, because what do the baseball hats have to do with anything?
Yeah.
If they can't wear
Right.
hoods in schools, who's wearing baseball hats?
Yeah.
I want to know. Are they on the Little League team? They got a game? Are they leaving
They go
class
to the
early
Little
for a
League World
game?
Series, yeah.
If so, put your hat on the way out the door, man.
Unless you are pitching for the Yankees,
got-
don't wear that hat.
If you pitching
during
for the
school.
Yankees, bring me a hat too.
Sign that too, please.
I taught him.
All right, so here's a controversial question.
Oh, gosh,
I'll
yeah.
ask this. I'll ask it. What do you think about teachers wearing hats during the school day? Because I see some teachers that
I've never seen
they'll
a teacher in a hat.
really. I've seen some stuff I've seen some teachers at schools I've worked at wear hats when they're not supposed to. I've also seen videos of teachers wearing hats like in school. What are your guys' thoughts on that? It is low level
seen-
controversial. It's a hat.
I've never seen a hat.
Really?
I've never seen a teacher in a hat.
Jeff, my husband, who taught high school history,
Mm-hmm.
used to walk out of the house on Fridays with his baseball hat on.
Yeah. Would he wear it when he teaches? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I remember saying to him one time, I was like, you don't wear that like during the day, right? Because I love Jeffrey. He's very self-conscious about his hair. Like if it's either we put the baseball hat on or it's off and the hair is done.
Yeah.
There's no taking the baseball hat off.
I guess I have seen coaches in hats, but not during the school days.
Yeah.
Like at baseball or at football or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They're the only ones I've ever really
Yeah.
seen with a hat on.
Yeah. I think you follow whatever student dress code is.
Do people wear y'all? Do they wear hats at your school?
99.9% of teachers I've worked with don't wear hats.
So is there somebody you've seen wearing a hat? At your
I
school?
have seen it before where somebody will wear a hat while they're working and
While they're teaching? Can't see your eyes. I need you to communicate with me.
Yeah.
That's
Look
like,
at
I'm
them
like,
eyes.
I don't know why it's like a weird thing.
I know, it's-
because baseball hats like aren't offensive.
But you know,
Exactly.
it's,
like-
Yeah.
but it's the same thing where when other people take off work, they say, I'm taking off for the day. But when we take off, we say, I'm going to be absent. So I think
Nah.
it's the same type of thing. It's like some stuff is like feels different in an education setting, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I never noticed that we say I'm going to be absent as opposed to like, I'm not going to be here today or I'm taking a day or something like that.
Yeah.
And people are like, why y'all say y'all going to be absent? And I'm like, because the kids are absent. So I got to say I'm absent because it translates to their lingo.
vernaculars.
Like, I don't know.
All right, here's a great one. I like this one. 14. Principal wanted to know why teens vape, so he brought out one and vaped at a faculty meeting.
Sir, you are in a leadership position. You have just promoted vaping. You have just
Let
promoted.
me figure out what this is all about. And he became addicted to vaping.
Yeah, and
after.
then he's caught
Oh,
in
I
the
thought that
bathroom
was on
stalls.
there. I was like, what?
Said, this does taste like blue raspberry. This is crazy.
Root beer float.
Whoa.
He's probably the same person that's like, you know what? A little bit of fentanyl will kill you. I'm just gonna try it out just so I can say from experience it will kill ya. They had to revive me when they got here. Come on, bro.
Can you imagine like
For real.
busting into the bathroom being like, I know someone's vaping in here.
Principal. He just does that like, huh? We're like, hey, yo, that's my boss.
Principal Walker?
What are you doing, man?
Hey, yo, chill, Principal Walker.
Because let the kids see you do something that you telling them they ain't supposed to do. Principal such and such does it. Why can't I? I have no response for
Actually,
that. You're right.
You know what? Let's all do it.
I got nothing to say. Let's all do it. I cannot.
What is a vape during class nowadays, I guess? Okay.
Not this person said on Wednesday we had a dance party for the first 21 mintes of staff meeting. I'm not having no. I'm not at a rave.
I dance my way to my classroom and be like, I'm gonna go to work.
Just like-
I would.
Just given that episode of SpongeBob when he was just dancing the whole episode.
Like,
Just like
oh,
right
it's
out
dance
the door.
party. Ah, shoot,
Are they-
I'd rather do
what is the-
anything else.
What is the reasoning behind this? Oh, this person said my friend's water broke at staff meeting.
Ooh.
Ah!
The amount of times.
No, that's what the men will do if somebody's water breaks at a staff meeting.
Hey, yo, chill.
Oh,
Just
somebody
suck it
get
back in, suck in. Come on, don't bear down.
Somebody get a towel. Don't bear down.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, if you stand somebody water breaks, the game's like, don't
The
bear
biology
down.
teacher.
It's not a football game. You're not cheering them on. You can do it. Hold
Even
that
that-
baby in until you get to the he who.
Given that I work with 95% women, and they'd all look at me and be like, you dick. You know nothing about this.
They're like, Dannenbring, shut up.
Like, I'm gonna leave.
The biology teacher has just been like waiting
This
for
my
this
time
moment.
to
Yeah.
shine. Come
Like,
in,
I'm
coach.
gonna go write your subplanes for you. You all take care of this.
This person said we had a principal that arranged us like a flock of geese and made us run in formation around the
No,
playground.
I'm sorry. Stop right there.
What?
Running? Make us? No.
The Bible says to sin to run when no man is chasing
Yeah.
you. And
No,
unless
no,
a
no,
flock
no.
of geese is chasing me.
No.
Why did they refer it to a flock of geese, though?
I
We had a principal that arranged us like a flock of geese. Does that mean they were in the V formation?
think so.
Flying V.
What? How do you run across the playground?
That's how I used to make
If the teacher in front of me that I don't like is wrong, I'm going to kick your right foot over the back.
That's how my volleyball coach used to make us run. Like
How do you
in
run like that?
Like where you have to like go. Someone has to like run to the front of the line, like that thing. Yeah.
That, you know, you
that
get
was
it.
the
I'm
worst.
uncoordinated.
Yeah,
The way
yeah,
I would be
yeah,
in the-
it was more of a do. But
What?
yeah.
Rickety-tickety-doo.
Ooh, I like this one. We had a wine tasting.
Ooh.
Welcome back orientation.
On campus?
Yeah, our administration thought of himself as a wine expert and figured we all loved wine. About 7 glasses in, it's very obvious that I don't drink. Plus side, I'm a good drunk and my coworkers thought it was hilarious. Best staff meeting.
I hope that wasn't at
Ever.
school.
Yeah, was that on campus?
They don't say, but I hope it wasn't. Not me saying ooh and then realizing up. my ooh went from a ooh to up.
Ooh.
I don't think that's supposed to be at school.
Oaky vanilla aftertaste.
Somebody said we did the same old tell us your name and 2 things about yourself. I said I'm Mary. I like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
That's awesome.
And that's where Jess comes in late to the staff meeting and be like, if you like pina coladas.
And the new single teacher across the room was like, ooh caught in the rain.
Got
Like
rain.
long walks on the beach.
we had a great start of the school staff meeting this year. And you know how it goes at the start of
Yeah.
PD in the school year. You're like, what icebreakers do we have this year?
Right,
Like,
right.
what are we doing? And shout out to my principals. They did a great job. They did a really good
we had
job.
some
And what
good
they
ones.
did, they had us like, we got into groups and like, oh, what's this going to be?
Yeah.
They don't know these people, whatever. And they're like, our assistant, she goes, all right, talk as a group and talk about the craziest story that you have in all of your education experience. Pick one person to share, and all of us will say it. So all of our staff, we were all just dying laughing in our own little groups, laughing at the stories. And okay, you say this, we pick this, and then they would go around and say in the mic to the entire school, and we were all just belly
That
laughing.
is hilarious.
It was such a good way to start the year. It was so good.
I'm gonna tell my principal about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm
That's
like,
a
that's a
good
good camaraderie.
good
type
time,
of
yeah.
And the
activity.
stories that were coming out, and it was by people that you really never heard tell a story, and they would just say like a funny story with their chest.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they have a personality.
From now on,
Right,
the rest
yeah.
of the school year, when I
Yeah.
see you, I'm like, I thought you were dull as a tack. But that story was fire. Quality content. At least your principal didn't do this as a team building icebreaker. Stare into the eyes of a coworker for 2 minutes. The way that I would slide over to the football coach and be like,
Minutes.
don't break eye contact. This is the best icebreaker we've ever had. Hopefully we'll be breaking ice over some vodka later on.
Oh.
Breaking bread.
Take me out on a date, sugar.
You'll be saying that with your eyes.
That would be so awkward. There's some people that I don't want to stare into their eyes. There's some people I work with, I don't want to look at you for 2 minutes.
Nope.
I for sure don't want to stare
Well,
into
here's
your
my
eyes.
problem with that. Like, depending on the distance.
awkward.
So I'll get really vulnerable here. So I think I have a deviated septum and I can't breathe that goodly out of my nose. So I try my best where I'm like, breathe through my nose. But about like every couple of minutes, I'll have to give one of these. Like one of those, and I always have coffee breath because I'm always guzzling coffee.
Oh.
And if we're like staring face to face and we're making eye contact, and I give and they go, oh, I'd be like, I'm just gonna.
It's like, oh no,
Oh,
Mr.
killed her.
Dannenbring's partner fainted because he blew his hot ass coffee breath on her. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. This person said, my old principal was talking about the first days of school by Harry Wong, and then said, I
love Harry Wong.
This guy said that after his principal said that, he goes, I'm not a big Harry Wonger. Sir!
Okay. Referencing Harry.
How do you recover
If he was at a
from
middle
that?
school, anarchy. As soon as you might as well dismiss.
You know, like when you teach middle school kids and like 69 comes up and they all laugh. The teacher equivalent to that is when somebody references Harry Wong, and like he's done great work. Harry Wong has done excellent work.
I bet he has, Gabe.
And I mean,
Not Wonger, though. No Wonger.
Harry Wong is one of those where you find out when he gets referenced in a class or like in a school who has personality, because all of a sudden you see people kind of give one like the head turn, like that's like
People either love him or hate him, and I'm
that's
like,
true. That's like Kagan strategies. Well,
Kagan.
I love Kagan. I don't love when I call it Kegel strategies on
did
accident.
you call it Keegan?
I 100% did. 100%.
You were tired.
I was tired. It was the beginning of school, and we quickly tried to learn Kagan strategies in 2 days, and it shifts your whole
Learn
classroom.
Kagan in 2 days.
We tried. We tried. Our district.
You called it Kegel, so
we
apparently
gave it a
failed.
shot. We gave it a shot. And I get it's a top down. Like we try. I get it. I try new things. I love trying new things. It's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes execution can be better. So it was. I forget if it was our first or second year at our school. So we were still tired trying to figure out the ropes and everything. And I was like, yeah, for these Kegel strategies. And right when I said, I was like, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm just gonna.
I want to work at Target.
See you never. I'm going to go work remote for the rest of my life
cannot.
and just work in IT and never.
If it makes you feel better, I was trying to teach my kids connotation and denotation the other day, and I was trying to help my kids remember that the easiest way to remember the difference between connotation and denotation is to think that that denotation starts with a D, and it's the dictionary definition of a word. So denotation, dictionary definition. I was trying to connect the D and the D, but my kids bust out laughing as soon as I said, you need to think of it like denotation starts with a D. And that's all I said. I'm like, what is funny? Why are you all cackling behind me? Are you two? And I laughed at staff meeting when the principal said turn to page 69. So
I had a Spanish teacher. She would always, like, if we needed help with the word, she would say, go to SpanishDict.com, and she would always make sure, because like Spanish dictionary, but it was dict, and she would always make sure to really emphasize the CT.
Whoever made that website is a troll.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time, like, as a high schooler, even I was like, I know exactly why she's saying it the way she is, because if she would say that really quick, there'd be a bunch of kids in my Spanish 1 class that are forced to take this class that would all start laughing.
The way that I would never say that website. It would be obsolete to me because I wouldn't be using it.
It would not exist. It would not exist.
Trash man.
Zoop, delete.
All right. With that,
What a fun episode.
this episode is not going to go in the trash bin, I'll tell you that. Thank you guys so much for sharing the craziest staff meeting stories I've ever been a part of. And I hope you are all getting therapy for some of the experiences that you have gone through.
Hey, please comment and tell us your crazy staff meeting stories.
Seriously.
Please. I read the
I
when
need
we
more.
do stories, I read the comments because they are hilarious.
So
Please
funny.
comment and tell us
So
yours.
funny. You can follow me at Teacher Tales of Miss Smith, and you can always find me on Board Teachers.
I am Honest Teacher Vibes. You can find me on all platforms. You can also find me at home doing my lesson plans for 16 hours.
You can find me at Gabe Dannenbring on most social media profiles.
Just period.
Because that's my name.
There's only one Gabe Dannenbring.
There actually is.
G-Unit.
Every time a G-Unit song comes on, I'll go G-Unit. And like in my head, I'm like, that's my name. What's that? And everyone's like, why? Like, why?
He's
You're
the person that looks like he's listening to rap music in his headphones, but he's listening to VeggieTales.
VeggieTales.
On that note, we love you, best friends. We'll see you next time.
G-Unit.